there, my Fumble family, and welcome back to the Kaden Fumblebottom YouTube channel. What was I doing just now? A brand new concept on the Kaden Fumblebottom YouTube channel. And that new concept slash series is known as
Roblox Story Time.
Yeah, what he said. So in this kind of video, you won't see me doing my normal thing, like playing games, farting about, and whatnot.
Though if we're being honest, I'll probably still rip a few farts.
But instead, I'm going to be reading a story to all of you. A story from my real life. I will then reenact that story as I tell it within Roblox for your viewing pleasure. Why do I laugh like that? I don't normally laugh like that. Only when I read things to you guys. Now, these stories could be anything. They could be about the first time that I met my friends.
Which this one is.
Or they could be a story from my childhood when I was a small and awfully smelly little goblin creature. So without further ado, my Fumble family, please enjoy the first story of this series. Book 1. The first time Albert and Kaden met in real life. Let's get to reading. A somewhat long time ago, I was sitting on my computer talking to my boy Albert over Discord, probably thinking about how handsome he is, when suddenly he hit me with a big question.
Hey man, do you want to go to this concert with me in Chicago this summer?
To which I eagerly replied, heck yeah, man, with a joyful fart added for emphasis to my already cheerful reply.
Like so.
At that point, I remember thinking to myself, what if Albert is just a giant monster that eats smelly little vegans like myself? Then, shuddering in fear, I thought of a giant Albert monster eating me. To be fair, I didn't actually think of that. I just thought it would be funny for the video. Time flew by, and before you knew it, it was time to head out to Chicago and meet up with Albert. So my girlfriend Raven and I packed our bags full of only the most necessary things. The only thing we need is a single cell phone, and made haste towards the front yard where a noble horse and carriage awaited us. And by horse and carriage, I mean our Uber. His name was Todd. He was a great guy, though he listened to a lot of Travis Scott. Anyways, after about an hour of driving with our new friend Todd, and listening to Sicko Mode on repeat 24 times, we finally arrived at our destination. Or so we thought. Soon after Todd had vanished back down the road from which we came, I realized that we were in fact not at our destination, but instead a few blocks down from our destination. So I did the smart thing to do, and panicked. Since my girlfriend Raven is a lot smarter than me, she cutely and calmly said,
Why don't you give Albert a call and ask where they are?
Suddenly, a light bulb went off in my head. I turned to my beautiful girlfriend Raven and said, Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we try giving Albert a call and asking where they are? To which Raven replied,
Great idea. Woohoo!
And so we did. Albert picked up, and eventually, we found each other.
Oh my god, it's you in real life!
I remember it like it was yesterday. Or the day before yesterday, maybe, if I'm being honest. But bam! There they were. Two random strangers sharing a sandwich in the middle of the road. And then next to them, Albert and Kirsten.
And I didn't exactly have another person to play Kirsten, so we just threw this picture of Kirsten here, cause she was also there.
Of course, my initial reaction was to immediately run up to Albert and proceed to smooch his face uncontrollably. Just kidding. We just hugged. I could tell that we all felt a little awkward at first, but surely that is to be expected when meeting someone for the first time ever. Though I will say, I probably felt the least awkward. Ooh. So we all made our way up into the apartment where we were staying at and unpacked our bags. Once we were all settled in, we sat around for a bit, catching up and taking in the fact that we were all meeting each other in real life. Now keep in mind, I am a stinky little loser. So at this point in my life, it had been a while since I hung out with anyone. So even just sitting here in this living room next to this beautiful gentleman was quite a blast. That was until one of us got hungry. I'm hungry. Oh no! Which is a really easy fix, actually. What's this? My friends were hungry and they had no idea what sort of food was nearby? This was my time to shine. See, I knew the area better than anyone else on this trip other than Raven, who was inherently smarter than me in most situations. So I took my shot and suggested an awesome place to eat.
I know where to eat, Albert.
Not eat Albert, but like eat with Albert.
Come with me.
I'm taking you to a place called Pick Me Up Cafe.
Located right outside of Wrigley Stadium, just so you guys all know.
So follow me. Anyways, we went there and I had waffles. It was great, except for the crowd of people who walked all over our table, and that totally happened in real life, trust me. I then tried to pay, which is the exact moment that I realized Albert was not going to let me do that for anything.
Thanks, Albert. Woo woo.
Oddly enough, I'm pretty sure I was the one who was hungry. And now that I think about it, we just kind of went there so I could eat, and then Albert paid for it. So thanks, man. Mwah. Soon after eating, we made our way out of the cafe and back to the apartment, where we had ourselves a fun night. This is the single greatest time I've ever had in my life. After partying for quite some time, we went to bed, because the next day was an exciting event, which happened to be Albert's first ever concert. So without hesitation, I threw my disgusting eyeball into bed next to the beautiful Raven and went to sleep.
I'm so sleepy.
I woke up the next morning super excited and ready to go to that concert. After a much needed makeover, I was finally ready to go. Bam! Now that is what I call beauty. Now that we were all overflowing with uncontrollable swag, it was time to head out of the house and into the concert. I remember as soon as we successfully got into the concert, Albert's friend Josiah was performing, and so Albert looked back with extreme excitement in his face and a giant smile. Then, before I knew it, he was gone.
Much like one of my smelly farts.
Bolting towards the stage to dance in a crowd of people, I followed after him excitedly.
We couldn't get a crowd of people, but just so you guys know, this was pre-virus.
So there Albert was, dancing his buttons off in a crowd of people to Josiah. But we don't have a model of Josiah on Roblox, but we do have another rapper, so I got Lil Nas X's Roblox model. So here's Albert dancing to Lil Nas X instead. I remember it being very exciting to see, and I'm honored that I was there for Albert's first ever concert. And first ever time pooping himself in public, but that's another story. We continued to dance throughout the night, boogieing and grooving to some of our favorite music artists of all time. Sometimes we got tired and had to sit down for a bit to catch our breaths, but not for long, because whenever we heard a song we liked, we would immediately spring back up and run onto the stage.
Just so you guys know, I'm just being lazy. I was not Lil Nas X, but I am currently dressed as Lil Nas X.
We also took this picture right here, in which my shirt says that thing, and a lot of you got angry at me for it. We continued to celebrate and have a great time for the rest of the night, until it was over. At that point, we had to leave the concert and try to find a ride home. We then had to leave the concert, which was not easy since we were in Chicago and there were swarms of people everywhere, taking every taxi and Uber in the area. So we looked around for a ride for a bit, and to our surprise, we came across a limousine. It was just sitting there all on its own, so we stole it. Come on, man! Come on, just get in! We then hijacked the limo and rode it back to the apartment, which was a very exciting moment for me, considering the only times I really rode in a limo before this was when I owned a funeral limo.
Yeah, I owned a funeral limo.
Until finally we arrived back at the apartment.
Get out!
Once we arrived back at the apartment, we were all really tired, so we ordered some Taco Bell and went to sleep. Me. The next morning, we awoke with smiles on our faces and our lower oh my god, Albert, you're in here? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. And our lower intestines.
You know, because we got Taco Bell the day before.
Since it was our final day together, I decided to take Albert and Kirsten to something very interesting, a Chicago attraction known as the Navy Pier. So we all shot out farts of excitement. Ooh, oh, that smelled terrible, man. And then we made our way out the house and to the pier. I'm getting the heck out of here, man. I'm getting the heck out of here. We did a lot of fun things at Navy Pier, like riding the giant Ferris wheel. Though, the closest thing I could find at Navy Pier was just the Ferris wheel. So while we were 75 feet into the air, I had the thought, Kaden, you could rip major butt cheeks right now, and everyone in this car would be forced to sniff it without being able to leave. But I held that thought to myself and didn't fart. We continued to take some selfies. Raven and I, Albert and Kirsten, all of us looked hecka good. After the Ferris wheel, we decided to try another Navy Pier attraction, aka the speedboats. So there we were, on the Navy Pier battleships.
That is what I said, right? I didn't say speedboats or something like that, did I?
Because no, let me assure you, these things weren't just speedboats. They were mega big boats.
Unfortunately, while we were riding, Raven did fly off and fall into the water, and we didn't actually have to go back for her because she just swam up and caught up to the boat because she's that physically strong. Going on these speedboats was really fun, and all of us almost died like 12 times. I would do it again.
Right after our boat adventure came to an end, it began to rain, as you can see by my pathetic little butt sitting in a puddle. So we panicked and tried to find an Uber. Uber, please! Uber, please! And in the meantime, Albert saw somebody's hat or something like that fly off, so he ran across the street to get it. It didn't lay down in a puddle like he just did.
Wow, I got the thing. Wow, I returned the thing.
Wow, that was so nice of you, Albert. Wow.
Our Uber then arrived, which we then hopped in, or I mean, hotwired and stole for ourselves, and then drove peacefully back to the apartment. Like so. I never got my license, man! Please, help! Here we are. From there, we all hung out, relaxed, and had a good time. Until the sun came up in the morning and it was time to say goodbye. So we took some photos to remember this amazing occasion. And then we said our goodbyes.
And of course, slipped a few smooches in.
Okay, maybe that's not true. We then headed outside and to our roommate Zack, who was here to pick us up. But then I turned around because I realized I forgot something, so I went back in. Then I said bye to Albert again.
Bye, Albert. Bye, Kaden.
And then we made our way back outside and to my roommate Zack, who was waiting there to pick us up.
Which Albert did carefully inspect to make sure he wasn't just some creepy guy waiting to eat us. Hi, I'm Zack, the video editor for the Kaden Fumblebottom YouTube channel. I smell.
So then we drove off into the sunset, leaving behind the apartment, but taking with us the wonderful memories that we made there.
The end.
And that was the end. My Fumble family, this story was not 100% accurate, and I did leave out some details, but that was basically the story of the first time that Albert, myself, Raven, and Kirsten all met in real life together. But it was not the last time that we met in real life together, so if you want to hear about the next time, let me know down in the comments below, or by liking this video and turning on your notifications, because that does help me out a whole butt ton. If you enjoyed this concept, please let me know, because I would love to know what you think about this concept in general. And until next time, my Fumble family, thank you so much for watching. Now it's time to close this book out with one final shot. Goodbye.